Raiden Shogun had her last banner on December 27th. I've had her for almost 4 months and she's still level 1. All because I wanted to make this stupid video. And let me tell you, I have been putting off this challenge for a while because it is genuinely traumatizing, painful and stressful. But first, the build. Of course, we got R5 cash, 4-piece emblem obviously. She's at C2, all of her talents are level 1, obviously. And the crit ratio, I know, it's a bit bad, isn't it? But let's not worry about that for now. Our first opponent is the Cryo Regisvine. And before we can do anything, we must get rid of the core first. As you can see, it does take a while. But now that it's gone, we can do some big damage. Everything seemed to go really well. Until I died. Don't worry you guys, I'm a true gamer. So I died again, and again, and again, and again. Any minor mistake basically means death. But I had to get a perfect run without getting hit. Although there were a few attacks that didn't one-shot somehow. I don't understand, this thing is level 90. Why is she alive? After many tries, I was so close to winning. Then I died. With a lot of trial and error, I was able to get it down so low. Victory was practically guaranteed for me. Then I died. I think it's understandable that I was gonna lose my mind at some point during this challenge. I didn't want to take any chances, so I just used my burst to break the core. It might be a waste, which it probably is, but I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. To my joy, this run was going so well. This is the 17th time I've been fighting this thing. It was hard, it was painful, but eventually I was able to take down the Cryo Regisvine without getting hit a single time. Next up is the Anemo Hypostasis. And this actually wasn't difficult at all. Who knew Beth was gonna be an easy fight? Freaking Beth. The whole fight did take me like 10 minutes to clear though, but it's all worth it. Believe me when I say this, it's not gonna be this easy anymore. What also helps that I was able to swirl, which means more damage. Beating this boss in one go really makes me think that I don't have a skill issue. Next is the Electrocube, and I think we all know that Electro is useless against the Electrocube, so we're gonna have to skip this fight. I'm just kidding! On this channel we never give up. However, this fight was ruthless. Or should I say, these 1,000 fights I had. You know, just to let you see how long it took, I'm gonna show you this video. Okay, so this map. This is all the fights with the Electrocube. This whole fight, all of these videos are almost 16 gigabytes. Our full ER build wasn't really gonna do anything, so the smart thing would be to switch to a physical build. Except I did not do that. Why? Because I was lazy and I don't really have a physical build for Raiden. You know, thinking back, I could have just given her artifacts with attack stat, like Shibunawa or Gladiator, but I don't know. I think this was way funnier. Needless to say, this fight, all of these fights were a tough one. Beating up an Electrocube with a level 1 Raiden, I think it's quite the achievement. It was a tough journey, and I'm happy I did it. No, actually, I'm not happy I did it. What is this script even on about? Anyway, let's just get to the end of the fight, please. I've had enough, really. Well, this is kind of awkward. We're getting out of here, boys. We've done what we can. Next up is Andreas, but if I'm gonna be honest, I just did not see it happening. He attacks so swiftly, and pretty much any attack means instant death. So yeah, this is gonna be the first boss we couldn't beat in this challenge. We move on to the Geo Cube, and let me tell you this was a long one. Why? Because if I want to do damage, I have to get rid of these pillars first. And they do not break easily. So what I did was get all of the pillars as low as possible first. And then break the pillar the Geo Cube is on. And then I have a little window of time where I can attack the Geo Cube freely. This fight, it wasn't necessarily hard. It was just look long. You know what the worst thing was though? To prevent the Geo Cube from reviving again, you have to destroy even more pillars. I was
was only able to destroy one at a time, so he revived 2 more times. I only needed 2 tries. On the second try I managed to beat it, but the whole fight did take like 22 minutes. Moving on, we have the Oceanid. And guys, believe me, this one was also not gonna work. See, I cannot exactly start attacking recklessly, since, you know, one hit and the creatures will just end me. So I had to play it slow and careful. But that was also not possible, because if the fight is taking too long, the Oceanid will just summon a vortex around you, and you have no other choice but to die. So let's move on to the Pyro Flower. Believe it or not, the Pyro Flower wasn't nearly as bad as the Cryo Flower. Fighting the Cryo Flower really gave me some experience. The annoying thing, once again, is just the core. With my newfound powers, I was able to beat it. I'm actually gonna scream. We beat it and eventually. Watch the fight. I don't care anymore. I hate this game. Let's move on, please. Took me 5 tries, and the final fight took like 14 minutes. Next up is the Primo Geo Bishop. And guys, this is not gonna happen. This guy is way too chunky. Next up is the Cryo Hypostasis. Oh, we'll get back to this eventually. Next up would normally be the Inazuma bosses and the Ruin Serpent. But guys, please, can we just pretend they don't exist for this video? I've tried all of them. Let me tell you, it was a massacre. Next would be the Cryo Regisvine. However, this one you can't beat with just Electro. You need other elements to break the core, otherwise bro just explodes. Next up is the Dendro Chicken. Not gonna lie, he does remind me of KFC. The first time the Jade Plume ended me, but the second try went really well. Electro makes him mad, which causes him to fall, and then I have a free opportunity to get as many hits in as I want. So my tactic was just use my E and then run around like the coward I am until he eventually falls, and then I can hit him. The perfect strategy if you ask me. But what I don't understand is, why is the Sumeru boss easier than the Inazuma boss? I guess Inazuma was just built different. After like 25 minutes, we finally beat my dinner, and he just poofs out of existence. The Aeon Blight Drake was also not gonna work, because bro just kept bombing me left and right, and once he takes flight I can't even do anything to bring him down. Next up is whatever his name is supposed to be. At the start I'm able to get some hits in, but then this guy just disappears for a while. He like sends freaking Beyblades after me to kill me, and also lasers, and my tactic was just running around until he came back, and when he came back I was able to get some free hits in. A very similar tactic to the Jade Plume, I know, but I'm gonna be honest, constantly having these Beyblades go after you, it's stressful, and Raiden was basically on life support this whole fight, but quite surprisingly it took me only 1 try. But believe me, this whole fight, it took 35 minutes just to beat this thing. Oh god, just please let this challenge end. Next is the Dendro Hypostasis, and guys, we're so close to the end. I'm so happy. Also, I loved this fight. This fight was so calming. No bombs after you, no Beyblades after you, no lasers after you. It's just a very simple battle with a cube. I love hypostasis fights because quite often they're the simplest. Except the Inazuma ones. I have no idea what happened there. It only took me 2 tries, and the last battle lasted around 15 minutes. Also at the end there wasn't really anything I could do to stop it from reviving, so I just ran away. The next opponent is the Weenet, and guys, never in life did I get humbled so badly. And this boss, I don't even know how to get to this boss. Now only weekly bosses are left. And let me tell you, the only one that I was able to beat was Storm Terror. And the only problem with him was that after a while he will spit some bars. And that infuses the platforms with Anemo. Eventually all of them are gonna get infused with Anemo. And I take damage from that. So I had to beat him as soon as possible. And I was able to do it. Sorry, this fight isn't as descriptive because I'm really done with this challenge now. Now to sum it up, of the 23 world bosses, we only beat 8 of them. And out of the 7 weekly bosses, I don't even have one of them unlocked. We only beat 1 of them. Now I imagine some of you may say that this is a fail, but come on guys, what do you want me to do? She's level 1! If you enjoyed this video, a like would really be appreciated. Also subscribe if you like. I cannot promise that level 1 Raiden will come back, but I do have a lot of other fun challenges and videos planned. So subscribe, please.